And good evening. This is Underground World News Live. Here for an unscheduled stream here, we have a big event that's popped off. Breaking news and some tsunami warnings going out. I figured we should jump on here and spread the word for anyone that's on the west coast of the United States, Alaska, Hawaii, Japan, all those areas. You're under tsunami alerts, warnings, advisories, and they're expecting waves to come in more than I thought that they were going to say. I just watched a Fox News clip, and I'll share with you here some of these clips. They're telling people on the West Coast now, get to higher ground. They expect high waves to be coming through that's going to cause flooding all along the coastal areas. If you're like directly on the coastline, they expect these waves to be coming in. It's going to be dark. I'll share with you here timelines and everything else the best I can. I just, we got to keep people in the loop. So some people out there may not even know what's going on right now, oblivious to this. It seems like from when the earthquake first popped off, some people looked at it and they like, 8-pointer, nothing major with it. Well, then quickly they started upgrading it. 8.5, 8.7, 8.8. And that's where we're at right now. You don't usually see that. This tells you there's a whole lot of energy. I mean, we crept right up closer to a 9.0. The last time a 9.0 struck in this area, I believe, was 1952. It killed 2,000 people right there in the immediate town and region right there next to it. And I believe that this goes up there as like a top 10 quake right now at 8.8 with massive tsunami warnings going out across the board. Now, we're looking here at the earthquake map, and I did notice a couple things. Right up here where the initial quake broke loose, right around the exact same time, it's easier to tell right when it happens. It's red. Like within the first hour of it happening, whenever it hits, it's listed in red. And the big quake was still lit up in red. And over here on the west coast of the United States, you've seen activity pop up in red from 3.9 up to, I believe, a 4.8. So this is decent, activity coinciding with this massive earthquake. It's definitely a direct connection in my book. Some of these lines you can trace from right up here in this region. I mean, you could see them visibly from space. They cut all the way down, like right here, and they go all the way across. This one runs all the way across the ocean and ends right where the quake activity is hitting. You also have the Juan de Fuca that cuts down through here as well, which is very interesting and has been showing activity. And of course, you have the Cascadia that runs all the way down through here. And look, right off the coast of Vancouver. Interesting. Just all the quakes swarming in this whole area. Now that I look at it, you can even see it backed up into Alberta, and even here, oddly, Wyoming, Idaho border. So we could see a lot of effects from this globally. The waves. I want to. Well, I'll point that out, I guess, when I get to the Twitter feed here in just a second. Let me go over here and show you exactly where this is popping off and what we got going on over here. You can see this is northeast of Japan, but it sets off this same massive shelf here. The same shelf that if you followed all the way down, this is the shelf here that popped and created all the issues with Japan when Fukushima hit in 2011. There is footage being shared out there right now of tsunami simulation footage by Tara Bull on Twitter, but it is from the 2011 quake. It's not from this most recent one. So if you've seen that shared on social media, the waves going across. It's a good simulation. We'll take a look at it here in a second, but I want everyone to be aware that it is wow, man, the planet and the ocean floor and everything else is so wicked here on this planet. We know so very little about everything going on out here. Everyone's confined to the little spaces and can never get out and observe these areas. But look at these features, man. This has long been an area that's had crazy features right here off the coast. And look at this. Look how these lines run. And some have said, man, this looks like man-made structural stuff on the ocean floor. And it does. Like some kind of intelligence. I'm not going to say man-made, but like some kind of intelligence at some point. Some species has got something going on. And look, it's in that exact area. You can't hide some of this stuff. Most people don't catch it because most people don't care, because most people are just off to whatever it is they're caught up in on a daily basis these days in 2025. But crazy stuff going on around the planet, and this earthquake emanating from here. Let's see what they got. This site still has 8 as the largest, but this isn't the official site. We go with USGS. When I went over and seen it upgraded to 8.7, I was shocked. You just don't see that. That's how you know they put a lot of power behind this earthquake. And I never even did get a mic check, but I'm supposing by now that if it wasn't good, you guys would all be screaming at me in the chat that you hear nothing. But yeah, I hope everything sounds good here at the mic check. Just on the fly, going live here because I feel we need to get the alerts out there. So now you see where this is happening, right there off the coast of Russia. And there are now warnings for everywhere that you can see here on the earthquake map, all the way up to Alaska, Hawaii, the entire U.S. West Coast, all the way down Mexico, all these regions. Pretty much everything in the North Pacific is under tsunami warnings and alerts right now. Let me 5x5. All right, just want to check in chat. Let's pull up some news articles here on this. You can see some of the destruction thus far. Then I'll jump over to the Twitter feed and we'll take a look there. Well, you can see the water receding right there. Off the beach line here. So anytime you start to see the water receding, you can expect that a tsunami wave is going to come back at you. So again, this is going to happen while it's dark for much of the West Coast. Okay, I'm going to share with you here the time frames and updated information here in just a second. But this is a massive quake. This is a monster. An 8.8 is nothing. Some people are like, oh, that was nothing. It's appalling. Some people come into the comments earlier and they're like, oh, 1 meter high, that's nothing, blah, blah, blah. You have no idea. You're just running your mouth. People's lives are at stake here all along all these coastlines. And we've already seen the tsunami waves have came in Russia and already consumed buildings, washing away things. We'll take a look at it here in just a second as well. But this is the first sign right here. When you see the water receding and pulling back, get to higher ground. They are literally telling people to get in on the West Coast. They are telling people right now to get to the 10th into a 10-story building at least and get to the higher levels. Like, they're talking like get up there. Like, that's why I'm live right now. People need to know you have to get to higher ground. Okay. So far they're saying that This has generated a tsunami that's up to 13 feet high, um, prompting evacuations, damaging buildings. Look here. They said that this was a shallow earthquake, 12 miles deep, 80 miles southeast of the Kamchatka Peninsula area, and upgraded from the 8.0 initially called. But there is a massive hazardous tsunami wave warning that's going out pretty much over the entire northern Pacific. Talking the coast of Russia, Japan, Hawaii. Tsunami alert now, warning in effect for Guam, Micronesia, the entire west coast of the United States, the west coast of Canada, all of Alaska, all these areas under tsunami warning right now. Over here, I'm going to jump over to the feed so I can play some clips here. Let's see what we got here real quick off this other news article. And they don't know exactly what's going to happen with this. Like Japan could get hit with a smaller tsunami. It's all about how this thing popped. Hawaii could get rocked right here. Hawaii could get rocked. And what's crazy is that's where they're showing the water pulling back right now is in Hawaii. Sirens going off across Hawaii. Let me pull this up and play some clips here. So couldn't really hear much of anything going off there, but apparently there's the alerts. You can see they're all lit up in red. Hawaii really needs to be on the lookout. You're probably going to see it looks to me in this incident that they stand the chance to get hit hardest here. Okay, so several tsunami warnings issued for various regions, including Hawaii, Alaska, Guam, Sapien, and Rota. They say Japan's agency said they expect a tsunami of 3 feet to reach coastal areas starting at around 9 p.m. Eastern time. And this was per their region earlier. Now they're saying 8.9, unless something has been. I tell you what, if this thing has crept up another point since I've gone live, that'd be nuts. Absolutely nuts. There is a major submarine base in this region as well. So that's something to keep in mind. I told you, you've seen all that crazy stuff on the ocean floor right there. Yeah, submarine bases and all that stuff, they have something so massive you can see it from space. So right here's the tsunami waves coming in. If you're going to see any that are coming in, like the beginning images or anything like that, like this is them right here. Now you could see there clearly. Those waves have already inundated everything here. I'm gonna play this back one more time here. Look, you can see items being swept away, washed away off the coastline right there. So this is damage already done on the coast. buildings getting hit, and look at all that stuff. Everything's getting swept away. It's the ocean coming in. That whole building is getting swept away right there. The whole entire building is floating away. So the damage has begun. It's starting. People are ignoring this, and this is why I'm live right now. Most people are just off in La La Land. There's a tsunami wave that is causing damage from a monster 8.8 earthquake. If anybody gives up, or if you have anybody, friends, family out there, it's on the coastline, on the West Coast, might want to check in on them, just let them know, tsunami alerts going on across the board here, man. Let's get to higher ground if you're on the West Coast. I definitely wouldn't be able to sleep easy tonight without trying to stay on top of this. Like friends, family, if I know anybody's on that West Coast, especially right on the coastline, in Hawaii, I'd be checking in. So that was one bit. Let me go over here and let's get a look at the notifications real quick just to see if anybody's tagged anything, any newer update or alert. And real quick at home feed, tsunami warning, first wave update to arrive at 7:10 p.m. HST. Urgent action should be taken to protect life and property. Hourly updates will be posted. This is from Hawaii EMA. Get that kicked back out. So they're expecting the first wave to smack at this time. We're telling everybody get to higher ground. If you know anybody in Hawaii, especially, it looks like they're going to take the brunt of this. The tsunami watch changed to advisory. Waves expected between 11:40 and 11:55 p.m. This is for wave heights on Long Beach, Washington. They're expected to be less than a foot, but could cause damage nonetheless. It's going to cause all kinds of flooding. People are going to say, oh, it's a foot. Well, a foot of water higher than normal coming in, it's going to cause damage all over the place. People are really sleeping on this, man. I just showed you the buildings already getting washed away in the areas where it hit. And that was only a few feet per se. So I'm going to play this clip. This is a very important clip. We'll go ahead and play this. If you guys have not seen this, this is one of the newer updates here. The weatherman comes up and gives some updated information. I'll play this whole clip here. It's 4 minutes long, packed full of some of the most recent info here.
All right, this is a Fox News alert. A massive 8.7 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Russia has now issued tsunami advisories and watches, including Japan, Hawaii, the entire west coast of the U.S. This could be one of the top 10 earthquakes ever recorded. Joining us now from Fox Weather is Steve Bender is with us. Steve, 8.7, that puts it in the top 10. That means these tsunami warnings and advisories are very real.
Sean, this is massive. And you had just mentioned Japan's impacted by this. The U.S. Embassy in Tokyo has already been told evacuate and get to higher ground. And this was just off the coast of Russia, as you had mentioned, only 8 miles from the coast of Kamchatka, Russia. And so we've already seen on social media the waves that are pushing in towards Russia. For Japan, they're expecting 9-foot waves to impact the islands. As we look at the Aleutian Islands there, south of Alaska and the peninsula, tsunami warnings for the western edge of that because of the proximity to the earthquake. We get down into Hawaii. They are also in a tsunami warning. This has been a confirmed wave that is moving in, likely to make impact just after 7:15 local time. The Oahu Emergency Management said, this is what you got to do. You got to get to at least a 10-story building and get to 4 floors or above that. So people are seeking higher ground right now. You look at the west coast of the lower 48. Everyone is under a tsunami watch right now for the Pacific Northwest.
Understand here. He just said a 10-story building on the 4th floor or higher. Okay? So people know.
That means these tsunami warnings and advisories are very real.
Sean, this is massive. And you had just mentioned Japan's impacted by this. The U.S. Embassy in Tokyo has already been told evacuate and get to higher ground. And this was just off the coast of Russia, as you had mentioned, only 8 miles from the coast of Kamchatka, Russia. And so we've already seen on social media the waves that are pushing in towards Russia. For Japan, they're expecting 9-foot waves to impact the islands. As we look at the Aleutian Islands there, south of Alaska and the peninsula, tsunami warnings for the western edge of that because of the proximity to the earthquake. We get down into Hawaii. They are also in a tsunami warning. This has been a confirmed wave that is moving in, likely to make impact just after 7:15 local time. The Oahu Emergency Management said, this is what you got to do. You got to get to at least a 10-story building and get to 4 floors or above that. So people are seeking higher ground right now. You look at the west coast of the lower 48. Everyone is under a tsunami watch right now for the Pacific Northwest. Washington and Oregon, arrival time 11:40 p.m. local time for that initial wave, down towards Northern California, San Francisco, and those areas around the Bay. About 12:30, midnight, that's when you're looking at that potential wave, and then Southern California right after 1 a.m. So when we're looking at this, it is expecting flooding along those coastal areas. You got to gain elevation for spots like California. It is a steep slope, but other areas are vulnerable. Also, I do want to mention, Sean, we have Guam, of course, a massive military base. They are also in this as well with a warning. So major concern, aftershocks just coming in at 6.8 and 6.3. So the magnitudes, even on the aftershocks, are massive. As you had said right off the top, this could be a top 10 strength ever. This is preliminary right now at 8.7. But either way, if you're under an advisory, a watch, or a warning, it is important that you are getting to higher ground because you're not going to see it. This is coming in overnight, and that wave energy is going to slam the coast. So right now, Sean, we're efforting to get some guests. I talked with the state seismologist out of Alaska just earlier this month when they had large earthquakes. He said this is the most active region in the entire world, and now we're seeing this major earthquake unfold. 2 a.m. local time off the coast of Russia, and the ripple effects continue on in the hours ahead.
All right, Steve, let me be very clear. If you're watching the show tonight and you're in Alaska, if you're in California, if you're in Guam, maybe you're watching from Japan, I would tell everybody they better be listening and they better be paying attention. You have mere hours to get to significantly higher ground. Fair statement?
Fair statement, especially when you're mentioning Japan. I mean, when we talk about the strength of this one, the last time we had seen anything at an 8.7 or greater was back in Japan in 2011. So we haven't seen anything like this in over a decade. And as you had mentioned, this is coming in overnight. You're not going to see that wave energy, that water coming in. Get to higher ground and lead to the warnings. Listen to them and start moving now.
And people, if you're in areas where you might be impacted by this, call your friends, call your relatives.
I'm telling you, folks, I play the mainstream media segment because some people out there just have to be spoon-fed. They've got to. They're not going to listen unless they hear it from there. Well, there's your authority right there telling you this isn't a joke. You need to get to higher ground. The man just said that if you're in Hawaii, they're telling people to get into 10-story buildings above the 4th floor. Do you know how high that is? All right, 9-foot waves about to smack Japan. We have no idea the damage that's going to be done here. That we have a little taste. That video footage we just seen out of Russia, showing the initial waves there on the coast. But as some of these areas are further away, every earthquake is a bit different. It could be a strike slip. It could be, this is a subduction zone, and it's known for a lot of activity that's to set off quakes. We've seen this. It's got history, but they can generate these tsunamis that are a bit, I don't know, they're like closer to the coast may not get hit as bad immediately, but like Hawaii, since this thing has time to build as it goes across the ocean, it could get walloped hardcore because the wave has time to grow. Let me dig up here. a clip. I'm going to give some updated information here. The National Weather Service, North Dakota, announced and confirmed there's no tsunami threat to their state. Of course not. Why would Rawls alerts be sharing that? I don't get it. Wasn't expecting someone trying to make a joke out of that right there, but I've got something I'm looking for here. There it is. Share it with you guys and show you here what this is looking like right now. Now this is not the current earthquake. I want to make that clear. Tara Bull shared this earlier, and I want to make it clear what she shared is the 2011 Japan quake. You just heard what the guy said, that like this one here generating more power here potentially. And we don't know until the waves hit the damage it's going to do to Japan. But Hawaii and these other places could see massive waves as well. I mean, he just said 9-foot waves are about to hit Japan. It's what he said. And he didn't say what they expect to hit Hawaii. I'm going to keep searching here as I see updated information. If you guys got anything, D White, much love, any of the crew out there. If you guys are on Twitter, send it to me on Twitter. Tag me on Twitter if you got any updated information here. Any video clips that are coming in, or you can email me, dabu7@yahoo.com. Thank you, Kay, for the coffee. Appreciate it to the fullest. That is the best way to support the channel. Appreciate it to the fullest. I'm going to play this clip, and I want you to keep in mind that this is 2011, but this is very similar to what we're witnessing right now. So when you watch this wave go across the ocean, this is very similar to what we're experiencing right this very moment. Look at that. Look at that massive bow. And then watch Hawaii just get, bam. I mean, it gets it from both sides. Like, it's coming from roughly the same area. It's going to be like the same thing. The way that it hits it. It's going to be kind of the same way here. West Coast is going to, you can see it hitting. I'll back it up. I'll play it one more time. The way that it hits down here, though, it slams into this Panama region, in the Chile region. And, you know, with all this water weight shifting, I mean, this also causes earthquakes in other places, causes them to pop. And this area has been active down here around Panama. It's a pinch point. And we've been expecting a big one in the Chile region, northern Chile area, right up in here, right off this hook, right where all this water they're showing would hit and accumulate and stack up, oddly enough. That's where we're expecting the next big devastating one. Per all my studies and what I've seen in the history of everything. So, I mean, the simulation is very I don't know. It's something to take into consideration right now, because this is what's happening. This is what's coming across that what was just calm as glass, so to speak, ocean, now looks like this. Massive ripples reverberating out across this ocean. Guam, all those little island areas, man. It's going to be interesting to see. It almost seems like some of the lower elevation islands that are out there in the path of this. Like, look at that initial bow that comes out right there. Man, that's the problem right there. And it hits, the way that it hits Hawaii from both sides is just, we'll see. We'll see. This one obviously is going to unravel a little different, but it's kind of what you can expect right now. Pretty crazy visual there. All right. Go check my notifications here. Go back to the earthquake map. You can see it's continuing to swarm, and you can see what I was just saying. All that water it showed came and stacked up over here. Well, look, we've got quite a bit of activity happening right down here in this area. Right down here would all come. Now, granted, there's none right here in this area, but who knows what can happen here with enough water weight on that area. And then down here again, right here around the hook in this area right here is where we're expecting a monster quake as well, and a bunch of that water stacked up right here as well. So all this is Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire. The most active place on the planet is right here, which Fiji Island 6.6. I mean, there's big quake activity popping off right now. Now that I look at it, I mean, it's widespread. I mean, even Australia is getting hit. Western Australia getting hit. Off the coast out here getting hit. And even like down here, like this is let me go down here and check it out. 6.9. I haven't even had a chance to really even evaluate that. So we've got, almost a 7 down here in a big swarm off this area. This is the most active in the world, right here around Fiji and all that. This is the most active earthquake spot in the world, leading down to New Zealand. And look at the swarms. At this point, even down here at Serpent Heads, we've got activity right around the mouth of the serpent. Like large activity, you don't usually see it this large. It's 5.3, maybe 3, like this, maybe hitting at max. And don't usually see all this Africa activity. Just don't. And here it is. So, yeah, man. Like, in terms of all this, incoming energies from the sun, everything else at play here. Iceland up here even hit. Something to watch here. Go over here and check out let me go real time real quick, and I come back to my feed just to so we can see tsunami trending here. Let's jump on this real quick. All right, so we've got footage here of, share this here, footage of the shaking. So that's there in Russia. Severo Kursk. The other clip not wanting to play. I'm sure there's more here. Traffic jams as people are trying to get out of the area because everyone's being told get out, get to higher ground. So this is a reality, guys. In an emergency situation like this, this is, you got people packing up and getting out. So I hope that I say it all the time. Have a plan if you're in these areas, and like, I hope you put some thought into it. You know, anyone that's in on the West Coast has always been like one of the biggest threats, an earthquake and a tsunami, and it doesn't even have to be an earthquake that hit there. Now, we still could have things happen. It seems to me earthquakes are very active, and right now, anything could happen. Like, they could start popping off major, anywhere, West Coast, anywhere. When you see an 8.8 hit, and then, I mean, you got a 7-pointer down there down south. A lot of heavier activity all across the board. Whole entire ring of fire active. Anything can happen. Like I said, Chile, West Coast, United States, even British Columbia, Canada, the pinch point that I told you down there, Panama. All those are fair game right now. You can see this one shows the 10 largest earthquakes ever recorded in history. Okay. And 8.6 was number 9 in 1950. Well, we just broke that. So this thing just 8.6 was 2012. That was at number 10. So all these just got pushed back. 9.1. Oh, that's at number 3. So 9.1 was number 3 in 2004. 9.1 was number 4, 2011. That was Japan. A magnitude 9 hit this exact area. This is what I was telling you earlier. This exact spot produced a magnitude 9 in 1952 that ended up killing people right there immediately in the immediate area, like 2,000 people. So this is a spot that's already on the top 10 list. It already claims the number 5 spot. Okay. And it just overtook number 9. Let me see here. Where is number 8? Was 8.7. It just overtook that. That was down off the Alaskan Peninsula, because the way they got this map split, they split it right there at the edge of Russia, and then America's over here. So really, this one's in close proximity in the area. Look, the number 2 biggest quake of all time came from Alaska, a 9.2 in 1964 on record. So this whole area, and look, the West Coast is blank. It's like blank. Like, dude, that is like devastatingly, eerily, like screaming at me like it's gonna get hit. Like, it's just like it's overdue. Like it's about to get hammered or something. Like, it's just the feeling that I get when looking at all this. So magnitude 7 or magnitude 8.8 is number 7, 1906. That's what we're tied for. Now, I don't know, again, if they give it another point and it goes to 8.9, or if it stays at 8.8. Look, number 6 was at 8.8. Number 5 was a 9.0. So I don't know where it's going to land up here. It could run all the way up to number 6. That's that's a record-breaking event there. And thank you, Desire for Truth, for that. I appreciate that. Thank you for the love and support, super chats, PayPals. Buy me a coffee is the best way to support the channel, and I appreciate it all. And thank you to everyone that shares it and gets it out there in front of eyes that I can't reach. Going live tonight. I normally go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you don't know, obviously going live tonight because of this situation. We want to make sure that everyone out there is safe and is taking this seriously. And you can see right here Hawaii is under a full tsunami warning as waves are approaching. I told you this, man. Traffic gridlocked. This would be a nightmare. It would be a nightmare. I wouldn't even want to. Couldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. No. Like, I don't know. Hawaii may be, beautiful to see in some aspects, but like the risks of chaos, like earthquakes, tsunamis, volcano eruptions. This is a little too much for me. I'll go visit some tropical island or something to get that fill in. I don't know, just Hawaii, way out there in the middle of nowhere, man. I pray for them. I pray for everyone out here. Even if you're listening, I don't know if we got anybody listening in from that area, but prayers for everyone out there about to deal with this, that's dealing with it right now. This is a slow burner, tsunami wave going across the ocean, traveling halfway, across the planet. Takes a little time. It does start to pick up, generate more energy, and in some instances, up to a certain point, and until it hits something. Like the thing with Hawaii is the full-blown bow of energy that was released from this earthquake is about to hit it, and it's going to clip it, like I just showed you in the last tsunami simulator. It's going to hit it in a way where it's kind of crazy. I don't know. We'll see how this plays out, but Hawaii definitely about to get hit. You already seen the water receding. I showed you that here just earlier. How long have we been live already? Okay, so 46 minutes. If you're just now hearing about this, I take this serious. We've got a massive 8.8 earthquake that has struck off the coast of Russia, just northeast of Japan. We have all kinds of warnings going out all across the Pacific. Basically, anything that sits on the Pacific coast, on those waters, there's an alert. Japan, they just told us here in the most updated alert that they're expecting 9-foot waves. I'm going to tell you now, if 9-foot waves make it there, and that's what happens, Japan's about to get massively walloped. And it's not going to be good. Some areas, I'm sure, are going to get hit harder than others, just like last time, Fukushima, and all that 9-foot waves, no joke. It caused devastation. We already seen buildings getting swept away from this here tonight. I'm going to jump over. Well, here we are. Look, this is some of the newest stuff. Look at the tower.
Офигеть!
It just shows you right there the power, just rocking everything. All right, so tsunami waves per Nick Sorter here on the feed. He says tsunami waves could reach more than 12 feet in Hawaii, and this is per the U.S. Tsunami Warning Center. Look, guys, catastrophic is right. Catastrophic. Okay? 12-foot waves coming in. It's going to be absolutely catastrophic. I don't even know of what other words to conjure up here, man. People are sleeping on this. I could tell right out the gate. I could tell in the comments. I could tell all the way around. People are like, oh, it's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect that. Well, people better wake up. This is about to affect half the world, already is, and you got tsunami waves incoming, affecting anything that's got a coastline connected to that Pacific Ocean, especially the North Pacific right now. All Japan, Guam, Hawaii, all of Alaska, Canada, the United States, Mexico, all the way down to South America. Um, they're all going to see wave impacts from this. This is one of them things where you just kind of have to sit back and see how this unfolds. Unfortunately, uh, sirens screaming across Hawaii right now. They're telling people urgent action for lives and property. Get to higher ground now. So, nightmare in paradise right now.
Oh my God. Chewie, it's okay. Oh my God. Tsunami siren. Oh my God. Chewie, it's okay.
You can see traffic backed up there. We're getting updated information here on the feed here. Entire West Coast, as I said, you need to evacuate if you're on the coastline, like directly. If you've got a house that's on there, beachfront, whatever, anything that may be in, boats that are docked in arenas in this net, we're just gonna have to wait and see. We already seen the waves receding in Hawaii, which was ominous already. So they're about to get hit with some waves, and they're calling for up to 12-foot waves in Hawaii. So up to 9 foot in Japan, up to 12 foot in Hawaii. Man, this is no joke, dude. This is no joke. A 12-foot wall of water, it's all the way. I mean, Hawaii is just, they have no chance. Like, you're surrounded when this happens. You have nowhere to run. It's not like it's coming from one direction. It's like, well, it is, but you've seen how it wraps around it. The way that it gets walloped by it is just not good, man. Just gonna play some of these clips. People being told get to high ground right now. This is fortunately, for Hawaii, you have higher ground to get to. I would hate to be somewhere like, I hate to say it, but like Florida, that's so low lying in a tsunami. A 12-foot tsunami is supposed to come through Florida. It would wipe everything out. It's so low lying. Wow, it would devastate. It would, like, I don't know how much would be left. Like, that's the difference here, man. And look, they're calling for this to affect British Columbia and going into Alaska here a little bit heavier than the West Coast itself. You can see Hawaii, though, is lit up in red, man. That's really where, man, that's really where, I mean, that it's just, it's straight red. It's straight red. Okay, so person says been there 11 years. First tsunami warnings. Well, they must have got there right after the last Japan quake. Which after that, what is this?
Okay, tsunami threat update from Waikiki Beach. I am in a condo multiple blocks away from the beach on the 13th floor, and I have no car. And even if I did try to leave with a car right now, the streets are completely backed up with people trying to leave the beach. And the closest tsunami safe zone is a 15 to 20 minute walk that I would have to make with my daughter. So I feel like the best move is just to stay here. It seems like people around me who are out on their balconies are doing the same thing. but there definitely seems like a sense of urgency to get away from the beach. Let me show you guys a view of the ocean and the street right now. All right, here is the ocean view. As you can see, I'm not right on the beach. I am multiple blocks back and I am very high up. And then this is the street right now. So like I'm saying, even if I had a car, which I do not, and I was gonna try and leave, these cars have been at a standstill for over, 5, maybe even 10 minutes. So I think all those people are waiting to get up to their building. And then everyone that's here, like on their balcony, multiple floors up, seem to be just staying. There's also people over there just like playing tennis casually. So I think some are taking it way more seriously than others. I am certainly taking it seriously. I just don't have anywhere to go. And like I said, the only place I know to go is at least a 15-minute walk that I would have to make alone with my toddler. And I am not willing to risk if something.
Look, I can see the fear in her eyes, man. I can see it. She's remaining calm and cool. I can see it when she's looking out the window and she's looking down. I can see it. I can say I can feel it. And she has a child. This is a nightmare. And she has no. If she's gonna walk, although I think that she can make it to wherever she's trying to get in a 15-minute walk. I think she can. But she's decided she's making a choice. She's making a stand to stay at her home, 13th floor or something like that, or whatever she said. Like, she's up high. I think that she's up plenty high and 12 blocks back from the ocean, back far enough to where if a tsunami waves come in here, I don't see her building getting taken down, so to speak. It's not like right on the ocean front. 12 blocks. She's positioned kind of safely, tucked back into the city, away from the coastline for an event like this. But there's no other way around it. When you know that ocean water is about to come rushing into the city, and everyone is like trying to get out, and it's dead stop traffic, dude, that's like a nightmare. Other people next door, she showed, are playing tennis like casually on the rooftop or whatever. I mean, I guess if you've got it like that, if you've got it made like that, and you feel comfortable with this, but I feel for people that learn the hard way in some of these places that these are the pitfalls, these are the downsides of these places. Like what happened if the volcano erupted there in Hawaii, same thing. Trying to escape for something catastrophic. What if a combination earthquakes and volcanoes and tsunamis? Like, you could get that all there in Hawaii. It's one of the few places you could. So, again, whatever you consider paradise. Let's see.
Sean, this is massive, and you had just mentioned.
All right. I'm gonna. We already played that one. There's clips you can see the people's stuff shaking. More of the stuff shaking. I'm trying to find. What? Oprah Winfrey has refused to open her private road from Wale to Kula, a route that could help coastal families reach safety as a tsunami approaches Maui. Sirens are blaring. Vehicle. Oh my gosh, dude. So they're saying that Oprah Winfrey has this private road that would allow people to like get out of there quicker, and she's got it blocked off. That's garbage, man. Like, these people couldn't be any more wicked. Oh wow. Oh wow.
There you go.
No way. No. Why share a video? That's from years ago. That was still ominous. Now this is recent. All this stuff. Okay, it looked like the footage of the water was older. You'll have that, but all you gotta do sometimes is just check the comments. Still ominous footage. Just check the comments, and quickly you'll see people that's picked it out. See waves about 3 meters high now, pummeling the east coast of Japan. Okay, so here we go. Let's check this out. All right, so here they come. Here comes the first waves. They're making their way into the coastline and down through their water system. Okay, so this is from the past 16 minutes. Calling this the 6th strongest earthquake to ever hit the planet. Just hit. It did. It's already. They got it at number 6. They already put it up there above Chile and Ecuador. So it claimed the number 6 spot, as I told you. Wow. A lot of traffic. Of course, these people are in high rises, but even if you're in a high rise and these waves are coming in, it's got to be a crazy feeling knowing that the ocean is consuming the lower level of the building that you're in. I mean, come on now. And they may, all these places are going to get hit different. You have to keep an eye on it. Some of the places in Hawaii, the other spots we've seen here just a little bit ago, they already showed the water receding. Let me go up here. Let me get an update on this. Let me hit latest. Let's go to the latest and get the most updated stuff. All right, here we go. Another view. I guess it's showing of all those buildings getting hit. You can see that building just getting washed away right there. So yeah, that's an insane look right there when the ocean comes in on the coastline, starts to consume buildings, and like you better hope you're out of there because it's the ocean coming in, like. All right, looking at updated information here. All right, they say urgent update of the tsunami waves hit coastal areas along Russia and Japan, Honolulu. Images of Hokkaido, Japan, and what? So they're trying to say that Japan's got the initial wave coming in. Drone shot there over. Oh wow! All the water came in. It's already flooded everything out there. So all this was land. It's not. It's now all underwater. All that right there is land. You see all the buildings, see everything that was there, see everything there. Everything is flooded out. Everything's underwater. Yeah, you can see right here the roads, everything. It's like the water's inundated everything. You can see the outline here, the buildings sticking out right there. There's water everywhere there. So it's flooded everything out there. This is in the city of Severodvinsk. I reported on that earlier. This is like right there in the frontline area of this quake. So people still trying to get out while things look a little calm around Hawaii, with tsunami warnings going off and the waves making their way there. Tsunami, kind of the same things. The media is saying 9.0 in Russia earthquake. Now, Canada, the entire western seaboard is affected by a tsunami. There's no way. The media is saying 9.0 right now. Like, anybody, hold on. Michael Murphy, I got to thank you for all the coffees and the support, man. Thank you so much. Means more than you know. Appreciate it to the fullest. If I've missed anything else, people were saying. Just now refresh the chat. Everything's flying by. Give me 1 second. To make sure that we're good here. All right, looks like we are. Salute Tony Ross. Check some notifications here real quick. Again, if you guys got any updated information or anything on this, you can tag me on X. Holler at me over there. Try to get it here in a lineup. Or send it to me, dabu7@yahoo.com as well. Trying to watch 5 things at once here while scrolling here and watching all this. So the newest updates right here. I just trying to see if anybody's got any frontline footage or if there's any official alerts that have been changed. Looks like everyone's still going with the 8.8. You can see there, that's where it struck, right off the coast of this Russian peninsula. And there's a look, if you missed it earlier, of what it looks like, the tsunami going across the ocean right now. This is not from this earthquake, though. This is from 2011. But it shows you what's happening right now, though. These massive waves and ripples are moving across the ocean just like this. And gonna smack Hawaii and everywhere. Like, no one's been hit with it yet. That's like about to happen. What sucks is it's going to be dark in some of these places when this goes down. You can see in Japan, the first waves hitting there, first line, at least in that spot. Trying to see if we got anything. Different here. What is that? 3 waves stacked up about to smack a beach? Is that what I'm looking at? So it seems like slowly heading toward the waves crashing onto the beach after the tsunami. Oh, that was kind of crappy footage. Already seen that. People are evacuating big time. You know, it's just a waiting game. I mean, that's probably some of the better new footage right there. That drone footage up there out of Russia. That whole area right there is just underwater. Everything's underwater. So the buildings, everything's still sitting there, but definitely flooded out. Tsunami alert now on the coast of Peru. So clear across on the other side of the Ring of Fire. They've got warnings now because it's going to hit just like I showed you with that simulation. It's going to stack up down there off the coast of Peru. That's where it's really going to, it's where all of it's going to stack up and like jump around. Which is going to be interesting to see what happens then. If all that water weight shifting around pops another earthquake. It's very possible. I mean, you can see right there, they were showing on that it looked like it was the coastline right there was hit. Yeah, so massive waves generated from this Hawaii. One lone man walking the beach there as the sirens are going off. So, I mean, it's going to be one of them things. See, footage from earlier shows citizens in the pet trap in the cars as the tsunami wave struck Kamchatka. Interesting. Let's see what this is like. Wow, because they were stuck in the vehicle as the waves started to surround them. Up onto the roof of the vehicle. Oh my gosh, dude. They had to be super freaked. Like, yeah. Like, wow. Wow. That's what I'm telling you. Everything's inundated. There's going to be so much footage coming out by tomorrow of all this, of everywhere. And a lot of the damage hasn't even begun. What is this? Those are the bigger tsunami waves making their way in right off the coast of Japan. I mean, you just never know how these things are going to unfold because of how the energy was let loose or released from the quake. So all these places are under tsunami advisories or warnings, okay? You're talking the entire west coast of the United States of America, the entire west coast of Canada, Alaska, the Alaska Peninsula that runs all the way down near the epicenter here where the quake hit. All that, and Hawaii. You get the Guam, any of them little islands that are out there in the path of this that you could think of or name, Northern Pacific, under alert right now. Yeah, man. So, let's keep going. Off the coast of Japan. You can see the caps coming in. What we fast forward here.
México piden a la de tsunami en el Pacífico. Dice, hemos evacuado a todos los trabajadores y empleados.
That
es lo que informa,
right there,
esto entrecomillado, por supuesto right lo compartimos a esta hora aquí en Noticias Caracol en vivo, lo que informaron en su momento desde la central nuclear de Fukushima Hemos evacuado a todos los trabajadores y empleados por cuenta de esta alerta.
Okay, so keep going here and just checking the updates. I mean, at this point, it's pretty much everybody get the higher ground and all that. We're just kind of keeping our eye open for some updated footage, so to speak. Anything like that. If anybody has a link to a live feed in Hawaii that shows a beach where the water has receded already and pulled back, please let me know. That would be key right now. We could go over and we could lock on onto it, and we can keep an eye on what's going there. If anybody's got a live feed, if anybody could do that for me, any leg work here on the side, help brother out. If you could find a good live stream right now, again, out of Hawaii, looking at the ocean or the waterway, that is good or would help us right now, it would be appreciated. No matter where, if you got a live, it doesn't matter if it's Japan, it doesn't matter where it's at. If you guys got a live camera showing the ocean front, let me know in the chat. Say, W7, I sent you an email. I'm watching the email, and I'm watching the best I can with notifications. So, trying to keep an eye on everything. If we have a live feed though of all this, it would be great. Damage already done. That's Russia right there from the earthquake. You seen how it was shaking and rocking everything. I mean, they felt it. You can see from the drone footage here already that place flooded out. You're seeing them people getting out and having to stand on top of the car. You can see this place right here on the coastline of Russia. Again, it's just the ocean. The ocean comes in on you. It's like, that's got to be like the scariest thing in the world. And a lot of people just in evacuation mode right now, and rightfully so. You should be. All right, what is this? We're at Disney's Aluna Resort riding out the tsunami. All of the restaurant and nearby markets are closed, and the gift shop sold out of most of its food. The roads are backed up a few hours ago, and people are evacuating. It's calm as people wait for the storm to arrive. And are they showing the water receding out of this whole spot? No. Let me see. No. It's fields. Okay, so that could be, the whole area could be covered with water. A lot of different people doing different things. Some that are not in a high rise or something like that, they're fleeing to get to a safe spot. We're seeing the people that are like on the high floors of some of these places saying, you know what, I'm going to ride it out. And that's just a choice you got to make. In a situation like this, what do we got there? Live look at Hero Japan. Okay. Over here and check a couple things real quick. Daily. What did you? All right, man. All right, Kev Bar. Everything's flying by so quick that if you posted that link, man, like I must have. Kev Bar, if you could just drop it in the Twitter, the link that you dropped in there, like I think it flew by. I didn't get a chance I was just getting ready to go check out Daly's page, and I seen your message. If you could just drop that link in the Twitter to me, Kev Bar. You said you had a live feed there, Waikiki. If I get that from him here, I will throw that up. Let me back up top, because this is the latest. It keeps populating. Let me get the newest stuff. Oh, look at a different building. It's something else. Getting map of California's tsunami hazard zones, San Francisco. So, yeah, it's something to know. The Curl Islands getting smacked. You can see right here the images. Everything's flooded on the coastline. All these buildings. So, definitely feeling it in the western of those coastal Russian towns. All kinds of people on top of buildings in Japan, not messing around. Tsunami warning press conference. Hawaii EMA. Let's see what happens. See what's thing here.
To the tsunami.
All right, back to something. We'll play this.
Ano ai ke aloha ya kākou. Thank you for joining us today. Governor Green, emergency leaders, and other state officials will address the immediate response to the tsunami warning rising from a 8.7 earthquake in Russia. Facilitated questions and answers with the media will follow promptly after remarks conclude. Without further ado, it is my honor to welcome Governor Josh Green.
Aloha, everyone from Hawaii. For those who are watching nationally, first I want to reassure everyone that if we're calm, we're going to be fine. Today, as you are aware, at about 1:25 Hawaii Standard Time, we received word that there was a very large earthquake off of Kamchatka, which is in the eastern Russia. It was an 8.7 magnitude earthquake off of the coast at a depth of approximately 12 miles down. Shortly thereafter, about 14 minutes later, we became aware that there was a likelihood of a tsunami. Now let me put this into perspective. An 8.7 earthquake is a big earthquake, and it means they can generate a large wave, a tsunami wave, which we do expect to come and arrive sometime around 7:10 p.m. around Kauai. We'll get into those details more in a moment. Again, for perspective, we had a 9.0 earthquake, which was very significant. These things get much larger as the number goes up incrementally. That was in March of 2011 at that time. And you can't compare them directly like apples to apples, but that created a 7-foot wave that hit Maui, causing $7.5 million of damage. And because we were thoughtful and smart and calm, and we should all be calm as we evacuate, and we must evacuate from the inundation area, there were no casualties. We have a tsunami warning. And what does that mean? That is the most serious warning that you can have. It is not a watch, it is a warning, which means we have to evacuate the coastal zones right away. I want people to drive carefully. You need to expect that there will be flooding on all of the islands, and it will be imminent after the wave hits. We should be safe, therefore not sorry. The first impact, like I said, is about to happen at 7:10 p.m., which is about 2 hours from now. You may have already heard sirens go off 2 times. They will go off 3 more times. Actually, one just did, 5:10, which is 2 hours out. At 6:10 p.m., about an hour from now, that will be 1 hour out. Then at 6:40 p.m., which will be 30 minutes out before the expected landfall of that wave. You must stay off the beaches and away from harbors, rivers, or low-lying areas. If you stay on beaches, you could risk death. you have to be careful. We will go over tsunami evacuation zones, and you can find that at the HIEMA website, which is ready.hawaii.gov. You will see there, basically, you have to get off of the coastal areas. Please know where this tsunami evacuation zone is and have a route to get out to higher ground. Now, what do you have to do? If you're in a building, you can go up 4 stories. You will be safe in that case. You have to be very careful though. Otherwise, you need to leave the evacuation zone and you have to be away from this potential wave. We've done several things. We are in communication with government leaders at all levels. So again, you can expect a tsunami wave to hit the state, and it will not just hit one beach. It will wrap around the islands very likely, therefore causing a wave in Hilo, in Kona, in Kauai, and on Maui. You have to be safe.
And see, that's what I was telling you. It's gonna wrap around it. Again, Kev Bar, if you can hear me out there. Oh, never mind. I opened up the I lost it. The chat goes by so quick that I can't. I don't have a chance to get it in the underground chat. The live chat. If you get it to me on Twitter in the Twitter chat, let me refresh. I got so much going here. Maybe if I refresh it mysteriously. Nope. Hold on a second. There it is. Got it. I had to refresh for whatever reason. And what the? It doesn't want to load it. Give me a second here. See if I can fight this. It may be because so many people are trying to access it. On EarthCam. Gotcha. I got you, Kev Bar. I'm trying to get there it goes. Looks like it's finally gonna try to load for me here. Okay, so what I can do is this. You split screen, stack them up like this, and we can stay on top of the news. Scroll here on the left, and we've got a live shot right there, Hawaii, of what's going on. So they're expecting the first waves here within the next couple hours. So this is still like a waiting game, and people have time to like get out. As he said, you can kind of compare this to the Japan earthquake, but kind of not. You don't know exactly how the whole repercussion unfolded initially. Like whether it was strike slip with the fault, just the way the plate moves in a certain area can mean that it's going to generate a certain type of wave, a certain height, and all that stuff. If it did it in shallow water, if it did it in deeper water. Right now, I mean, Waikiki, maybe the water's receded back a tad bit off that water line right there. but that doesn't look like too suspect because, normally tides recede. There was somebody out there in the water. Some of these people are definitely not taking it too serious. Give it a second here. We'll see if it shifts back to the ocean. Maybe security's rolling in right now in that white truck and try to tell everybody get off the beach. I don't know. We'll see here. He's out. And he's walking. He's walking right toward where all these people are at. So, walked out of camera. I don't know. Word is, they're evacuating all these other places and telling people to get to higher ground. So I would expect them to be telling everyone to leave. Get off the beach. Definitely get out of the water for the moment. And Kev Barry. Yeah. Thank you for the coffee. I appreciate it to the fullest. Much love, my brother. Janet, thank you for the information. Check those out right now. A couple other feeds here real quick. Go back up. Minutes. All right, we got a shot back there, back out at the ocean. Waikiki, Honolulu, Hawaii. I guess if it starts to recede or pull back, we'll definitely see it. Now, you don't always see, depending on how it comes in, you don't always see the water recede back. It depends on the location, the situation, a bunch of different variables. A harbor, for instance, could have all the water sucked out of it and then just come rushing back in. Other areas open to the ocean may just see higher waves start to pile in, stack in. Shot here of this is all Facebook. This is, I thought they said that this was like back in here. Lincoln City, Oregon beachfront. Live feed between Japan and Lincoln City, Oregon beachfront. So I'm watching right up in here. You can see these waves stacking up right here. If they're going to break through and start to flood out live, and we're going to see it right here, it's going to be these waves. Well, that definitely, we'll see if it breaks this line, this wall, it spills into the street right here. You could say that's the front line breaking through of the tsunami. It's hitting this flood wall barrier pretty good. All the white caps stacking up on it. West coast, off the coast. Okay, so this is to Cato. Looks like the water's been sucked out of that harbor. See how it's dropped? See how it's dropped down so much right there? That's what I was telling you about. In them inlets and them harbors, you'll see it like that more so than other spots, especially if you've got they're lucky they don't have a ton of boats up in there. Any spot that does, all those boats could just be left like sitting on bottom on the ground until the wave comes rushing back in and wrecks them all. But they don't have a lot of boats in the water right there in that spot. There is a ton of buildings in life everywhere stacked up right there in this location. Gina, thank you for the coffees and the support. It's appreciated more than you know. Thank you very much. Much love. God bless. Heck yeah, D White. Much love. Global, baby. All right, so there's a better look right there. So you can see that it's actually you can it looks like the water is pulling back a hair, even though it looks like with the white caps coming in, like it's rushing the coastline. Um, I guess at some point those frontline waves have got to be it. Maybe it is this whole big bunch here of white caps that are charging at the coast. Let's see how these things come in. It looks like it just definitely looks like an initial wave. All right, so yeah, this is it. This is it. This should be the initial push, I would think. And of course, you have multiple waves that stack up. That they're higher and higher as they come in. These waves. This looks to be the first one, and doesn't look to have done much of. It hasn't done much here. You can see the waves. You can see, look at all these ripples behind us coming in. They're not white caps, but there's plenty of a bigger wave coming in, riding in right behind this. So yeah, man. Some regions more prepared than others. They just have better defensive built up measures in place. Just like this place looks to be well fortified around this spot. It's got a really good brick concrete wall, fairly high. They made sure to have the roadway and everything else all done the right way here, because the threat of high water here. Finished watching these white caps come in here on this one, and you can see it all white cap down here in this, and the water rising back up. They're just now starting to stack up and hit like right there. That's what I was wanting to see right where my mouse is. You guys can see it. All those white caps hitting right now. Just waiting to see if it spills over into the street there. Because that looks like the weak point. And it did not. It has not yet, at least with this initial wave. It's right there. We'll wait and see here. You got all this water rushing in behind. You can tell it's higher. It just looks like it's flowing in that way. You can see it flowing in that way. It's ominous. Normally, you don't see the ocean looking like it's kind of more still. You can definitely see it all sliding in here. Okay, so there it goes. There it goes. It looks like some of it splashed over there. Yep, it splashed over and into the road there a little bit. It's starting to right there. Well, we'll see. Every little town and city's going to have to sit back and wait. The bad part about this is when it happens at night. Well, it's bad that it happens, period. But, I wonder, Steve, it's a good question, and thank you for that super chat. Is the West Coast of the United States next? It looks like it's prime for it. Like when we looked at all the big quakes that have ever hit, top 10 we were earlier, there's none registered along the West Coast of North America. And I find that odd. It just stood out as like a blank spot, like that was yet to be hit to me. If an 8.8 to 9 struck, like right there, Juan de Fuca, Cascadia, any of those spots, it would cause devastation. Even New Madrid. New Madrid's overdue. New Madrid would rip this country in half. Probably rip every bridge over the Mississippi and Ohio in two. It's come unzipped. Last time it got rocked, it had multiple quakes, and it sent the river flowing backwards, rang church bells all the way up in New England. It had these huge mounds that came out of the earth. So yeah, when New Madrid pops again, and it's due to go, that'll be a banger. That'd be just enough probably to cripple America, bring us to our knees. Any big quake. Juan de Fuca, like I said, Cascadia, West Coast. A lot of different things could happen. Volcanoes could let rip. Underwater volcanoes like the axial seamount could do more than what they say. I mean, so they're zooming in on the waves. You can actually see them white capped. Like that's the chunk. They've been following this the whole time, and there it is. Like that's it. There it is. All right, so you can see the water completely pulled back, and the main wave front gonna hit right there. That's it. That's it. You can tell. Looks pretty wild. The way it's behaving is pretty wild. It's like starting to roll back there. Off these waves. Thinking we'll see a push. I don't know. It still looks like there's people just sitting right there. There's people sitting right there. I definitely would never ever advise that. I don't know. People are gonna do what they want, I guess. Get a refresh over here on the news feed. See if we got any other footage. I'll jump back over here. Get a refresh on the Earth cam. Keeps wanting to go down. I don't know if shut down Facebook. Oh look, so somebody else over here went and clipped out this stuff from the 2011 quake, and you can even see it, and are pushing it off like it's the Russian stuff. Man, this is garbage, man. Why is it even in my feed? I don't follow them. No one reposted it. I just don't get it. Stupid X promotion or something. Like they're pushing the garbage. I mean, they're pushing it as the Russian event. It's not. It was the 2011 event. But it is still a good visual representation of what's happening right now. Massive waves coming across the ocean. As I told you, look, if they're going to stack up right here. Look, they're going to hammer Peru off the coast there. All that energy. Watch that one more time here on the left screen. Just the main point of energy, it's got to go somewhere. It's got to hit somewhere. It looks like it's going to hit. It could shift a little bit this time. But yeah, the same area. Wow. Massively. So yeah, man. Hopefully this isn't super devastating. Guess that's a clip of the waves picking up in Japan coming in. Silver Sailor. I don't know if I've seen him out there tonight in the chat, but I know he's in Japan and he's usually in live streams. I hope you're in a safe spot. Anyone out there dealing with this right now? Get some updates here. Looks like this is holding up as a USGS 8.8 magnitude earthquake. Here's some images. Destruction there in Russia. Yeah, so that area has been hit. We know. So there's probably people missing and that have been killed and everything else. just unexpected. I mean, we saw the clip earlier, the people stuck in their car, surrounded. And evacuation orders all over the place, tsunami warnings all over the place, get to higher ground all over the place. We still got like, I think it's at least another hour before the first waves hit Hawaii. So I'm not going to be on for that long to cover all this, throughout the night, what happens or not. I just wanted to spread the word and get it out there that this is happening. Let people know, this is the thing. If you got friends, got family that are out here, reach out to them, make sure that they're all right, check in on them. If you're out in this area, you should know the name of the game, get to higher ground. And thank you, Gina, for the coffees. Again, all appreciated to the fullest. And well, I seen him over on X. He was tagging me today on X before all this stuff broke loose. So, yeah, I just hope everyone's good out there, wherever you are. And that you always have a plan for something like this. Anyone that's on the ocean, especially now, you see this Pacific Ocean, notorious for being able to let loose with tsunamis, more so than the Atlantic. I mean, if like the Canary Islands had a collapse and a huge chunk of Earth went into the ocean and caused a tsunami that way, that would be one thing. But like the Ring of Fire has so much more probability in terms of a bigger earthquake and a tsunami, or a volcanic eruption, underwater eruption as well, in a tsunami. A lot of different things. 900,000 ordered to evacuate in Japan's Ishinomaki. The tsunami has now been observed at the Midway Island Station, the final checkpoint before reaching Hawaii. So water is expected to begin receding from the Hawaiian coastline shortly. So you're looking at the live cam, and it looks like it's pulling back ever so slightly. See? Early signs suggest the waves may continue with strength. Oh, wow. Okay. One of those wait and see type things here. Huntington Beach has temporarily closed its beaches and its pier due to this tsunami advisory. So, I was wondering, are they going to just let people sit out on these beaches? But it looks like that officer that hopped out and walked over, like, got everyone that was on the beach out of there for the most part, or told them all they got to get out of there. We have no one out here on this pier type deal. No one in the water. And just like one or two people like kind of walking out there in the area. Still here about an hour out. I'm guessing here from the first impacts. In terms of Waikiki. They say China alerts that tsunami may have a disastrous impact on its coast. So this is China putting out alerts and warnings now, saying that its coastline as well could have a devastating impact. All right, there, Japan. You can see the walls, the barrier walls. They're breached. They're breached right there. You can see the roofs of all the houses right here in this clip, and there the waves are coming. They're stacking up. Oh wow, man. Ominous feeling. Definitely, if they had the choice, it's paradise and all right, but like that one lady earlier was like 12 blocks back and like way up high on the 13th floor. She was like back tucked into the city pretty good in a really good spot. That's where you would want to be. Not like right on the front line, because I mean, the right situation, some of these buildings will go down. Especially when tsunami waves are coming in, taking out the foundation, and liquid action, everything else starts to kick in. That's a beautiful shot, though, man. Right there. Place to be, I'd say, be up on one of these peaks. These ridges, man. If it's not a volcano, it's going to blow. Hawaii in the crosshair of a tsunami. And it looks like the swarming continues. All right, Japan. You're seeing all this white capping as this initial front hitting the coastline in Japan right there. This is what we can expect to see coming in Hawaii. Look, there's a rainbow back there in the background. Look, if you look right there in the top right of the corner, the color. Get a rainbow right there popping up in Hawaii. And yeah, we should start to see that same look right there, all that white capping, a line of it make its way in to Hawaii as well. Still standing at 8.8, it has taken the number 6 spot of the most powerful earthquakes of all time. And the tsunami damage from it hasn't even unfolded yet. It's the crazy part. Like some has. The beginning stages, like Russia and stuff like that, in Japan starting to get hit right now. But like the way that these things unfold can be kind of crazy sometimes. All right, look at this. All of Hawaii under the tsunami warning in red. And it's every single island. And see some of the islands out here, like the one that's going to get hit first, you can see like almost all the way around it. They're showing flooding real thick on that island. The island behind it, it's not as bad because all that energy, I guess, hits that and kind of breaks it up. But then it when you get to the island after, it does like a reverse effect, and like the entire island, Kuala is the Kuala sits on is red. So the entire island would have to evacuate. And even the other big island next to it, which is the second largest island out there, majority of the island is in red. In the big island, 3/4 of it's in red. So, serious business here with the tsunami wave right now. I know it's unexpected, catches a lot of people off guard, but I wouldn't want to be someone out in the ocean on a boat right now with this tsunami wave coming through. I just would not want to be. Yeah, so it's going to make for an interesting July 30th, because it is already, all it is 12:12. I look at the time. It's synchronicity for me. Man, I tell you guys, it happens all the time. I haven't stopped to check the time one time, thought about it. I just now did. I go down because that's how it works, and it's 12:12. And I tell you this, and see, now it's trying to make an example out of it. I'm telling you all the time. It's happening on the stream left and right. And you're seeing it. And it's not practiced or anything like that, or nothing. It doesn't work that way. You can't just, it happens on its own. Can't make it happen. Anyhow, it shows that we're on point here. That's the other side telling me. Yeah, man. So here on 7:30, you might have seen, you might not have seen, the Simpsons put out this prediction, which is kind of here making my profile. I'm gonna play it. It's about 2025. Okay, in July 30th. Okay, and a blackout happening. And they did this more than once. Out of multiple different episodes going back decades, there was a date picked for July 30th, 2025 that they telegraphed. A blackout, like the end. Like it all pointed to like the end or a blackout. And let me just play this. For those that don't know, maybe you're tuning in tonight, you don't normally watch my shows. I've been telling people there's a astrological window that's opening this year on 11/11. And it's special because the minions, the dark hands that pull off all these crazy events, like to do them in these windows. Okay? In these unique windows in time. 9/11 in 2001 happened in one of those windows. That one chick, thank you. Much love. Okay, pay attention here because this is important. This is how the enemy operates. As above, so below. They play out down here. It's macro versus microcosm. Okay? They play out in this realm, in this world, a depiction of how they see events that are being portrayed in the heavens. And this all plays into like a lot of retrogrades. This means when planets are going in reverse, they hold these in high regard. And the same thing on 9/11. It was Mercury in a retrograde going through a constellation that all represented the destruction of everything that we got. Everything we got. If you understand all this stuff and understand how your enemy operates, then you'll see where I'm going with this. For the next big event, we're looking for a window. We're looking for a window in time, okay, for when they're going to pull this off, because that's where it's going to be. You betcha. It won't be anywhere else. It won't be outside of the window because it will have the least magical effect. And that is what you're dealing with, are witches and wizards on a high grand scale. That is who runs this planet. And it's largely a bunch of science and stuff that they never taught you and it kept hidden from you that they're using against you in the masses. But this is real deal. And if you need to be prepared for what's about to happen. I've been warning on it for this in this channel for the longest time. The events, everybody knows, it's been following me, that like we're right there anytime, any moment. And this specific video explains this. Okay, now listen closely here to what it says. A minute long, but listen to what it says here.
2025 isn't just another year. It's mathematically magical. It's 45 squared, a perfect square. The last one was in 1936. The next isn't until 2116. For most of us, this is the only perfect square you will ever live through. 2025 is also the sum of the first 45 odd numbers. It's the square of the sum of the first 9, and it's also the sum of the cubes of the first 9. Perfectly aligned, perfectly balanced, like the universe saying, now is the time. In numerology, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9, and 9 means completion. The end of a cycle, a portal for rebirth. So what if 2025 is a signal? A rare chance to rewrite the patterns that have shaped your life? This isn't a year to repeat old loops. It's a year to reprogram your mind and finally become the person your soul came here to be. Not through hustle, but through alignment, through repetition, through subconscious transformation.
Okay, that's the message, but I wanted to point that out about it being the perfect square year. This means more than you know to the enemy, okay? In magic, in squaring the circle, and everything else that comes with it. It just showed you this is a very unique time. The next one's like 2116. You're not going to see one. This is like a once in a lifetime thing. It literally is. This is a once in a lifetime window this year when it comes to the uniqueness of this. Now, I'm going to play this next clip. This has to do with today. Can you believe this? This has to do with right now, July 30th, 2025. This is the day the Simpsons have repeatedly predicted the lights go out. What if I'm live tonight because this is the last one? We wake up tomorrow and like, internet's down. What if? Like, I put nothing past them. They put a lot into this. This isn't just one episode. This is like over years. They telegraphed it in different ways. You know how the Simpsons do. We've seen it in the past. It's been proven right because Matt Groening is a high-level master mason. He's in the know. He is a wizard. Okay? So, check this out. I'm going to play this clip. This is, again, about the day that you're living in right this second.
Simpsons predicted that July 30th, 2025 is the day everything comes to a stop. A simple coincidence or a warning we shouldn't ignore. In a long-forgotten episode from 1998 titled The Last Day of Springfield, a massive blackout throws the entire city into darkness. No lights, no cars. The city is completely frozen. Even Homer's nuclear power plant shuts down. Just before everything cuts out, a digital calendar flashes one last time. July 30th. Professor Frank runs around screaming and flailing his arms. It's the end! While Kent Brockman stares straight into the camera with a chilling smile. Back to the Stone Age. But it doesn't stop there. 2013. Episode Mr. Burns drops an eerie line. The end of energy has already been scheduled. Too many coincidences.
They're holding something in their hand, and it says July 30th, 2025. Dude, why did they do this? Why did they do this? Why did the Simpsons go out of their way to telegraph in many different episodes over many different years this date? Why? We are living in it right this second. Living it right now. You tell me, why? Why Groening? Why? Why? It's odd enough that I'm live here on this night like this when I'm normally not, and we're dealing with this massive 8.8 quake and tsunami that hasn't even unraveled yet. And like, here we are. And I mean, the coincidences are just, I don't believe in coincidences, man. This goes back to a 1998 episode and then a 2013 episode. So that he repeated this. He showed it twice. He hit it twice. Right in the open. Because this is how magic has to be done. Occult black magic has to be done in this manner. They have to tell you in advance. They have to tell you. Man, man, I wouldn't doubt it. We wake up and like, who knows? I wouldn't doubt it. Like any of you that watched the show tonight, like, I mean, this is a crazy one. This is a crazy one. I just don't see why he went out of his way to pinpoint this exact date and nothing is going to happen. This is like pointing out like 9/11 and finding it right before it happens. Finding it like right before it happens. Like, that's the closest comparison that I can give it to, because that's what we found going back looking through all the stuff before 9/11 is they had it everywhere. It was in Beavis and Butthead. It was in all kinds of movies and shows, and big time movies and everything. They telegraphed it on Neo's passport. 9/11, 2001, all of it, man. It was all there. It was all there, but no one caught anything until 9/11 hit. And then it was like, oh my gosh, look what was there. Well, are we literally living like a foot in the door of the next event? Like as close as you can get, like the eve, like we're into the day. We're already into it, like past midnight. Like imagine like this was September 11th, 2001. And like, it just rang midnight, and like you ain't even gone to bed yet. Like you wake up the next morning, and then planes are supposed to hit towers and everything else, and it all goes down. Like just imagine. I prayed to God that before the next one ever happened, that He'd let me catch it before it happened. I got no crystal ball, man. All I know is when they do it, I know who did it. It's always the same hand. Oh, it pisses me off so bad. They do these things and get away with it. I'm going to go back to that feed we were on under Tsunami here for the newest updates here real quick. Top. Does not look like there's a lot of receding going on in this area, but again, I don't know how much we're going to see coming straight off the ocean. The way it's coming in. All right, so they're saying let's just say Mum's whole office just started loudly beeping in New Zealand as New Zealand sent a tsunami warning to mobile phones across the country. As a reminder, if in a tsunami zone, seek higher ground. So New Zealand now alerting everybody, get to higher ground. I see. I've already seen, and I can see one here, different languages, different countries, people talking about the tsunami warning here. What does this say? It said that there was an earthquake with the magnitude. I don't know if the building has collapsed. I'm sure we're going to see plenty of that by tomorrow. Damage. Unfortunately, people have probably been swept away or missing. Oh, look at this. The U.S. Coast Guard has directed every single commercial vessel to leave every single harbor across the state of Hawaii right now. Dude, this is crazy. I don't think it did this last time. All commercial vessels to leave every harbor across the state of Hawaii now. And I guess they're going to try to get them out into the water far enough to where when the wave comes, they can ride it out. That in itself is going to be a scary thing. Who wants to go out and face a tsunami wave out in the ocean on a little boat? Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, who wants to do that? Who wants to have to do that? Like, like I'm not answering my phone, or like I'm MIA on this one. Like, what? Like, what do you do? Do you have a choice? Like, so this seems to be the plan here. They've got different areas out in the water that they're going to put stuff. Commercial's going to go in this blue box, kind of closer to shore, and then back here behind it is going to be recreational vessels. It's going to be their evacuation staging area. So they're pulling all these boats out of the harbors and into the water, into these areas right now. Coast Guard is directing all commercial vehicles to leave every harbor across the state of Hawaii right now. That's a pretty big alert right there. IQ, thank you so much for the support. Appreciate it to the fullest. All right, look, this is crazy. So it's not just Hawaii. It says the Japanese are learning their lessons from the last major tsunami. They're doing the same thing. Look what they're doing. All their fishing vessels have rapidly evacuated port for the safety of deeper water. So this is a new tactic that they're all trying to pick up on and to deploy here when there's a tsunami, is to pull all of your boats out of port to protect them in deeper water. So things to think of as we're sitting here. And it looks like we've got plenty of boats out here in the waterway. Now that I'm looking here off the coast of Hawaii, look out there. There's a lot of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's quite a few. They're all the way back over here. There's boats everywhere right back in here. So they've done this. They've done the same thing in this area. So they're doing it in many different places, pulling the boats out. Structural damage right there. You can see the bricks still falling off the buildings there. Yeah, it's pretty good damage. Let's say 3 minutes ago, the initial tsunami arrival at the Midway Atoll happening now. First peak amplitude is not necessarily the largest. So I guess the halfway point, it's like it's halfway to Hawaii at this point. And yeah, that is there's a look at some of the damage on the roads. More damage right there. The ports up is in Russia. Everything just wrecked and flooded out there. Collapses there of buildings. We're going to see a ton of this. And there's a bunch of aftershocks still rippling off of this thing. So let's just take a look here real quick back at the quake map. And yeah, you can see here massive swarm. Absolutely massive of medium to large size quakes. That's just massive. It just continues. Not, 8.8ers, but this has unleashed a lot of energy. And all these little afterquakes, they're affecting all the faults that interconnect and all this other stuff. So you never know what else it's going to affect. Definitely here within the hour now, Hawaii is going to see the initial impacts of the tsunami. Before the waves really start to stack up on the coastline and Whitecap and do all that, they're getting the boats out there far enough to where really the wave isn't hitting them like that. So China now warning that a tsunami of up to at least 3 feet expected to hit parts of its coastline. So affecting areas far and wide here. Everyone's got a chance now to get their boats out of the harbor and into deeper water. Galapagos Islands taking precautions. Anyone that's smart would be taking precaution right now. Commercial flights at Hawaii's Hilo International Airport have been suspended to support emergency evacuations of nearby areas, including all the nearby islands, to prepare for the tsunami event. So that's what they've done there. Lifeguards clearing the beaches all across Hawaii. We seen it there on the camera a couple minutes ago. They were doing just that. They're saying that the initial shaking lasted for about 7 minutes from this quake. That's a long time to keep on rattling everything. And yeah, that is about as much information on the situation as I can give you guys. You can see here on the screen the tsunami start times for British Columbia that they've got there. 10:05 p.m. Pacific in Langara, and in Tofino 11:30 p.m. Pacific. That's when they're expecting. If you're on the West Coast, man, I'll be tuning into your local news channels, because they should have the most up-to-date timing on what's happening, on when it's expecting to hit your area specifically, locally. Yeah, and it was mentioned, just to look at this, just a day before this happened, they're saying that these whales washed up dead. And it should have been a sign. Now, we've been seeing oarfish washing up as well. D. White, it brought that back up earlier. And here we go with this massive 8.8 quake. All right, let me see if I can get that one. Got another link here. Bit grainier, but yeah, I do appreciate all the help in the links and all that, guys. And yeah, Kevpar, just I got that one up on the screen. West Coast, seeing that's going to be dark when this hits you. That's kind of one of my major concerns. So just, again, anyone out there that's got friends or family on the West Coast, check in with them. See what's going on. I'm going to probably shut the stream down here shortly. And I'll be updating on X, and I'll just be back at it early in the morning in the AM with updates on everything that's gone down. So some of these feeds anyhow are going to end up going dark as the sun sets. And on the West Coast, again, I mean, any live feed over there is going to be dark and blacked out. Biggest thing is if you think you're in an area where it can affect you, just get a hotel and higher ground or something for the night. It would probably be worth it. Definitely would sleep better, even though you'd be worrying about the house and everything else. But those are the things you got to worry about when you live right on the coast anywhere. Unfortunately, out of nowhere, you can have a tsunami thrown at you. West Coast, earthquakes, tsunamis. Part of the game. Back there. All right. Well, get one more fresh update on the homepage on any alerts here. And up to 7-foot waves now being observed at Midway. That's halfway to Hawaii. So at that point, they're at least 7 foot. Kind of crazy. All you can do is kind of sit back and watch this thing unravel in slow motion, literally slow motion. So they're saying here multiple ports hit in Japan. The Kuchi port, the Hamanaka port, the Ishinomaki port, Takachi port, the Hachinohe port, all have been hit. So as it says, tsunami here, advisory, national advisory, tsunami activity expected. Expect strong and unusual currents and unpredictable surges at the shore. So yeah, definitely you don't want no one in the water on the coast. Like, get everybody out. Just looking for some last minute updates here. Okay, so here's the tsunami wave forecast issued for Northern California and the coast, or the West Coast. Um, what is it, Japan? Why is this guy not always? All right. So Humboldt County in California expected to see waves of about a foot. Del Norte County could see waves from 3 to 5 feet. This is a huge difference, man. This is a huge difference. I mean, every inch of water makes a difference, much less feet. So if you're going to get 5 feet of water coming up here in these areas, man, people, you need to be on alert. This isn't a joke for anyone that's on the coastline, for real. Newport Beach, California, people walking around. So multiple ports seeing the tsunami waves coming in right now. Yeah, crap. All right, and that's about as this is going to get right now in terms of updates. Anywhere from 1 to 5 foot waves smacking the west coast here when they come in, and a 7-foot wave at least out in the middle of the ocean heading toward Hawaii, and the first tsunami waves to hit Hawaii in about 35 minutes from right now. 40 minutes from right now. Apparently, these waves have already pounded parts of Russia. I've already shown aerial shots, drone footage, all kinds of different footage. And it's going to continue to pile in. So I think that the wisest thing here for me to do is try to just to be on top of this as the sun rises in this area in the morning, and be on top of what's going on. Again, I hope everybody out there is just safe. It's the main thing with all this. Check on friends and family, all that good stuff. Swarm continues. Make sure that you're subscribed here and got the bell notification checked as well. And follow me on X for updates. Because if I'm not live, I'm at least tweeting or posting information updates out. And I look to be live, well, tonight, God willing, for the normal stream, going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Dabu 77. And I'll have plenty of updates on this situation during that stream as well. So I'm going to check a couple more things here and then shut this one down for the evening. I do appreciate everyone that joins me for the streams, everyone that shares the streams, everyone that supports the channel. Appreciate it to the fullest, all of it. Anyone that hits the PayPal, buy me a coffee. Any prayers out there are appreciated as well for all the people out there that need them. There's power in prayer, and that is real. Again, hit that bell notification here to make sure that you're getting notified for when I go live. And much love to everybody out there. And back out here on the global map one time. Check the chat. And give some shout outs here on the way out. As I always say, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming hours, I'll see you here next time for some Underground World News Live. Stay safe. See you shortly for another one. Thank you again, Kev Barr. Thank you, Michael Murphy, so much. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, someone for the coffees. And Eon, the legendary Eon, still slides in with support. Thank you, brother. Legendary. Without a doubt. Thank you so much. Much love. God bless.